When solving absolute value inequalities, the equation that you set up is determined by the format that the original problem is in. So if you take a look at these four different cases, it tells you how you're going to set up your equation based on what the original equation looks like. So if you have an absolute value that's either less than or equal, that's going to turn into a compound inequality. But if you have a greater than or equal to, then it turns into two separate disjointed inequalities like that with the word or written in between. So of course, if you have a less than or equal to, you'll use the appropriate sign on these. So with that, let's go ahead and do a few examples now that we know what format we should be following here. Okay, so this is a case where we have a u. We have a u greater than c. So from the format that we just looked at, if we have something written in that form, this is one that's going to go into two separate inequalities. You're going to have one which is u is less than negative c, or you're going to have u is greater than c. So this is the format we want to use with this. So in this case, in our problem, the u is x minus 2. That's the part inside the absolute value, and the c is 11. So you're going to do x minus 2. X minus 2 is less than negative 11, or x minus 2 is greater than 11, just following the format that you have here. So now we just need to solve each of these equations individually. This first one, you're going to get x is less than 9. The other one, if you add 2 to both sides, you get x is greater than 13. So this is our answer as inequalities. We want to put our answer on a number line. So it says solving graph the solution set. Now each of these will be open circles because it's less than, but not less than or equal. We have that. And then you're going to have the arrow is going to go to the left because it's less than negative 9. And if you're greater than 13, that means the arrow is going to go to the right. And if it asks for interval notation, we could do that as well. It'd be two separate intervals. If it asks for that, it'd be negative infinity, negative 9, and then it'd be 13 to infinity. Everything would have parentheses in that case. Okay, now for this problem, we see that the absolute value is not isolated. So the first step would be to isolate the absolute value. So we're going to do absolute value of 3x minus 4 minus 1 greater than or equal to 7. So the first step would be to add 1 to both sides to get the absolute value by itself. Okay, so we'll do that first. We get greater than or equal to 8. So this is the absolute value of u greater than or equal to c is the format that we have. This is going to turn into two separate equations. We have u is less than or equal to negative c, or u is greater than or equal to c. That's how this is going to break up. So we're going to do one. We have the u less than or equal to negative 8, or 3x minus 4 greater than or equal to 8. So now we're just going to solve each of these individually. Add 4, 3x is less than or equal to, okay, this is going to be negative 4. Be careful with the minus sign there. Divide both sides by 3. And we get x is less than or equal to negative 4/3. And then this one we're going to also solve. We're going to add 4 to both sides. We get 3x is greater than or equal to 12. Then if you divide both those by 3, you get x is greater than or equal to 4. Now we just want to graph our solution on a number line. We're going to do negative 4/3 and 4. Now both of these are going to have closed circles because you have the equal sign underneath. Less than negative 4/3 means this is going to, the arrow is going to go to the left. And the other one, if you're greater than 4, that means that's going to go to the right. As an interval, if you wanted to write an interval notation, you'd have to put brackets on each of these. So it would look like that.